Shih Tzu. Oh, yeah, it's another Shih Tzu. Like across the street is so cute. I should have been looking, but I was in my own zone anyway. Um, but I was like, let's go chit chat, y'all, because let me tell y'all how great I'm feeling. When I say great, I'm not saying this is the best I've felt, but I definitely don't feel like I'm super bottled down. I don't feel too slumped over. I don't feel any of that, okay? I don't feel any of that, okay? Um, yeah, I don't feel any of that anymore. Don't know how long it's gonna last, but um, I do want to take it as the opportunity. I don't want to miss any opportunities that are coming towards my way, even though it's very shocking, y'all, because let me tell y'all, this heaviness that I've had on me has been years. When I say years, I mean years. Y'all seen through this video, through this channel, a lot of stuff that was going on. I knew I was dealing with, a lot of toxic people who like really was wishing my downfall, but I did not know to what extent, okay? And I started seeing that, of course, when I started getting better with myself. I started doing better. I started seeing better. I started, working and improving myself. And when that actually happens very often when you improve on yourself. And some people don't see you, they only see you for what they know you as and not what you're growing to be or what you are becoming or what you have become. And so I started seeing that. I knew that. Oh, great. Now they're crossing the street. Okay. And so I knew that part, but I think I'm going to go on the other side. It's so many people because I forgot it's the festival this week. So y'all bear with me. Bear with me. What I'll do is just go through our parking lot. I'll go through our parking lot and then go on the other side. But it's so many people. I'm probably gonna have to take her to the dog park. Come on, Chew. Come on. I'm probably gonna take her to the dog park just so we can have a little bit more privacy. But I did need to get up and move and walk and all that other good stuff. What are you barking at? Oh, I'm sorry. Come on. Little dogs generally have a bigger bark. Yeah, so, yeah, like I said, everybody is out. So, um, yeah, and it's warm. Like I said, we got our biggest festival that is in Fort Wayne. That's our Three Rivers Festival. Come on. That's our Three Rivers Festival. Um, you know what? I'm surprised I didn't park my cars up at the top floor because usually that's when the cars get broken into. I don't know, but it happens, okay? But anywho, everything's all good. All good, all good. Um, so what I was about to say. Oh yeah, I feel really better. Like things are getting better. Like every day I've been taking pictures of my arm. If y'all see how tight my arm is, okay? And it's not because I went to the gym, because I was going to the gym time and time before. Even when I would lose weight, the weight would be saggy. I would be doing the right things, drinking, my vinegar, all kind of stuff. Um, I know people say apple cider vinegar, no vinegar, but it looks scary to me, and I don't know why. But I don't want that energy. Um, I just want to keep light, keep focused, keep up. So, but yeah, I definitely have had more energy. Okay, it feels like natural energy. Um, I don't know if anyone. Well, yeah, someone had to go through this. Okay, like your energy's being zapped. Like I'm a high energy person naturally. And then I started noticing that I would have like regular energy like most people. And that was really tough for me. And I was like, well, maybe it's just my age or something like that. But it still felt like I would have high energy at the beginning and it just zaps. Anytime I would try to do something or be proactive to move and to do things, um, things pertaining to my business, things pertaining to my life, telling y'all anything that was like goal oriented, dealing with my life or the lives of others, somehow, come on, somehow it would be zapped. When I say zap, I would feel drained. My skin would look dark and gray. You still see like, some of the darkness or whatever, but I can guarantee you probably in about 3 weeks of me like using my creams like I've been doing, things will get like you can tell it's gonna get better. Okay. Um Come here. And I want to say this because a lot of people are, oh yeah, it's because you changed your mindset. It had nothing to do with mindsets. It had absolutely nothing to do with mindsets, y'all. Okay, I done had the positive mindset. I done had affirmations, prayers, all this stuff. Okay, come on, come on, you. All kind of stuff. Okay, this happened because, and they walked over here for what? It's almost like, oh my God, y'all. I know it's the park. I know it's the festival time. But literally, we just went right past these people to turn around so we can go the other way. And they like right at it again. It's like the craziest thing. Now, that's one thing I've been noticing, though. But anywho, back to what I was saying. Okay. This isn't like a normal, wasn't like a normal tire or a normal drain. This happens because somebody literally put a hit on you, okay? When I say hit, I'm not talking about spiritual. I mean physical. I'm talking about spiritual, okay? I'm talking about spiritual, okay? One thing that I noticed about this is when I went to that doggone pageant, okay? And I knew it was a beauty magic being used there, but, I don't really care about that because, I have different goals when I go to certain things. But, and people do their own things and whatever. But one thing I noticed is as soon as I entered that arena, it was like my energy was zapped, y'all. I could barely stand at this pageant. Okay, y'all. The stuff that I could do, like even walking, talking, was tiring. Okay. All those people knew that I had the highest energy. And so, yeah, it was really, really deep. Okay. Um, and so, hi there. Let's see. Okay. But anyhow, let me go back to the thing. I just read your thing. You must separate from these reprobates. What reprobates? I was talking about what happened to me, what happened to me now, and what happened to me during my pageant weekend that just recently passed. And so, I was talking about the energy that I had and how I was feeling zapped. When I say zapped, I mean I could barely eat a sandwich. I couldn't have any energy. Every time I would walk into that space, it would feel like everything would just drop. I couldn't remember my turns. It had nothing to do with nervousness, okay? The stage was smaller. The stage was way smaller than any other stage that I've ever been on competing. I've been on larger in larger pageants where they're just huge and the stage is huge, the turns. I remember those turns like the back of my hand. Okay, it's been over 20 years. So me not knowing the turn and the poses, and even people can say, okay, when you're going through excitement or any type of anxiety, you can forget. That can happen, but I can guarantee you this was not this was not the case. I wasn't nervous to the point where I was just like shaking or just forgot. It was none of that. Okay, the arena was small. I could count. I had more people in my student class in high school than was in this auditorium, y'all. Um, like I said, like it was just really really weird. That was the main feeling, the last most important like drainage that I felt. Okay, and it was only when I got into the area when it was time to compete, when people were voting around that whole arena. And so when I started going towards the area to siphon your energy from you, you have a personal relationship. Indeed. um indeed. And so and I will say this is not unusual, because when you get into arenas like this, especially when you're dealing with anything with like music, pageantry, people don't think about that. Pageantry deals with the beauty world. It deals with cosmetics. It deals with a lot of that stuff. A lot of music behind it too, because people advertising they're doing anything to, come on, Chew. They're doing anything to promote things. They're gonna use people who look really nice. They're gonna pick people who are attractive, who have a high profile. And this is where pageantry comes from. You see a lot of models. You think they pick a lot of the Instagram models. A lot of those people come from the pageantry world. The ones who have some kind of brain sometimes. So not all of them, but most of them do, especially if they have a longer history. You get your way in there if you're doing acting. That's another thing. And so I've seen this even as a child. I've seen people do what they do. Okay? Beauty is vain, but I've seen people do the most. Okay? And for me, I am a person that I allow people to be who they are. Even if it's something that I disagree with, you choose. God who created all of this, y'all. Y'all, I'm glad I don't live too far. Y'all know what? My backyard is awesome. But anywho, God created all of this. And you, you being, or me, being a small person that we are, small entities that we are, think that we can go and change somebody else's perspective. That's not how it goes. That's not how it goes. Okay? Only God can change people. We can only change, we can inspire people by living as an example. That's it. You live your life, they live their life, and they see something in you that they want, or something that's different, and they go and try to find out, And that's the same thing with you looking at other people. Oh, they might did something. So I don't really try to knock people for their walk of life. However, I have a huge problem when you try to siphon me and you try to drain me, as a target. So, yeah, I won't get too deep into that. I totally agree. Yeah, I might have to make a video on how I did at the USA pageant and how I ended up being able to find out who was doing what. And yeah, but I won't even say it takes a lot of work. All you got to do is listen. You just have to spiritually listen. Luna, come back. Come here. Come on. This way. Good job. Go that way. Yep. And so she actually listening today, y'all. I told her to go the other way. But anywho, y'all. Um, Today was a little bit better. Today was a little bit better. Like I can literally, um, it's just better. I'll say that. I'm able to see things a lot clearer. I know things that I went through wasn't in vain, but to see that, you know, the, um, but to see and to feel that difference is quite good, quite good. Because that means that if I, excuse me, if I have my energy, then I'm able to fulfill what God has assigned me to do on this doggone planet. I'm able to do the everyday things. And if you don't know, too well about how this even works, because you're like, well, this is one day. Come here. And it's not too bad. It's happening every other day or once a week or every time you're doing something big. Well, if you understand, hold on, y'all. Let me get her together, because we are concluding our festival. Sorry, y'all. We concluding our festival, and some people, even though this is usually a clean place, a real clean area, and they try to make real conscious decisions to keep this area super clean. When you having like a big party and a festival like that, and it's blocks and blocks, people are gonna still have accidents and things are gonna happen. Some people are just not gonna care. So had to go get her together. But anywho, you're thinking that it is when the enemy targets you. When the enemy targets you, it's gonna be something big. No, it's happening in your everyday freaking life. It's in your everyday freaking life. Like when you get yourself up and you're ready and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to start the day by going to exercise. Well, somebody who, is against you and putting work against you, they done had somebody to probably divine you. And they see that if you keep working and you working out, you might, if you keep working out and you go to you doing your everything, your everyday tasks, and they stop you on doing that and reroute you, they know you're not getting to your goal of losing weight. You might not be able to get into the movie that's gonna break poverty off your life, or that's gonna change your life. You need more understanding, knowledge, and discernment. Everyone can use that. Okay, so you, that's just how these people are, how people operate, especially when they're doing stuff. It's your everyday. Like you're thinking that people are or when somebody's attacking you, it's just that one thing. No, they study you. They study your movements. They study how things go. They look for patterns too. Okay? Because if you know someone's patterns, then you can predict their actions. You can predict their actions. This is one of the things why I love learning patterns. This is one of the reasons why I ended up getting in the field that I am in, because I love patterns. Okay? If you can look at somebody's pattern and you can encrypt the pattern for the most part, you can kind of guess about 80% of what the person is going to do accurately, so much to the point where people will think that you are psychic, which you're not. You're just predicting the outcomes. This is the outcome of what you are doing. This is the outcome of what you're putting in. Okay? I always say this with fitness because it's the best tool that people can see. Okay? Think about somebody, and I used to be one of these people. I still am to this day, a little bit, still working on it. But I get into the habits of when I'm slim and when I'm larger, okay? And one of the things is, it's not because of the exercise, it's the things that you're eating, okay? So, an ounce of water and an ounce of soda don't equal out to the same, okay? And so, if I know that this person, we need water to sustain us, even though you can get it through other fluids, you can get it through soda, you can get it through juice, you can get it through other things that, what did I say? I said juice, soda, alcohol. You get it through those things, but it's best when it's clean. So if I know that this person, is eating fatty substances and they're exercising and they're drinking less water, guess what's going to happen? They might not be overweight, but they're going to look very plush and buff because of the inflammation. They're going to look plush. They're going to look big, even if they have muscles, okay, versus someone who is drinking water and doing the same thing and eating cleaner, okay? All right? A clean lettuce, I said a clean lettuce, a clean salad, a clean 5-pound salad is different than a 5-pound burger and fries, okay? I'll say that, okay? You can even tell because it can go a longer way. You're going to have way more salad, especially if it's cleaner for the most part. You're going to have a way more salad than a 5-pound burger and fries, okay? It's going to feel different. It's going to taste, and that's the same. So if you do that and you're going through that whole pattern and you're placing that inside of your stomach, guess what? I can predict, if you do this all the time, I can predict how you're going to look. Okay? I'll be able to predict how you look. All right? All right? So that's what you have to remind. Girl, that's what you have to remind yourself of. Okay? And so just understand that. just do. Okay. So just understand that. All right? So overall, I'm happy about being able to actually breathe, being able to pray. I know that's not like to always feel that way, but well, it is kind of like, because how I was feeling before was a lot of a heavy weight, but I have a heavy destiny, so that's a whole different thing. But I definitely feel very much lighter, and I'm really, really grateful for it, because now I'm able to get up and I can do the things that I am designed and called to do. And so yeah. Even, I'll tell you this, even me going in and serving the homeless, sometimes it will feel like a drag when I knew that was something that was already placed on me to do, something that I do effortlessly. It will be very, 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 very much tiring. Okay. What I will say about this is that if you are going through this and you get another chance, because it feels like God just gave me another chance to just run, take that chance and run. Come on. I know you want to walk all the way around there. We ain't walking back over here. We got to go back over this bridge. Sorry, y'all. She going in loop-de-loops. But if you get a chance to breathe, run. Okay, I'm not saying run from your call, but I mean run and do what you need to do. Okay, because there are a lot of people who I can honestly say went through what I went through, and I know for certain did not make it. Okay, or they're still in that phase and they're going round and around and around in circles. Okay, especially when somebody do some work on you. That's just the craziest. That's just the craziest thing. I'm gonna tell y'all this, y'all. This is how I knew what was up. I knew this. Listen, people was telling me this years ago. Talking about somebody was using. I never knew what this was. Somebody was using mirror magic on me and put me. Now I never told them how I was going through this thing and I was walking and how I was praying to God, and all of a sudden when I looked in the mirror, was this things like jumping out at me, like literally like stabbing, like, and I could not understand. I had to literally just cry out and say Jesus, like, y'all, I'm telling y'all. But this it was people, strangers for all walks of life. Y'all think when y'all hear something like that, y'all gonna hear it just from a psychic, y'all gonna hear it just from a shaman or a charlatan or something like that. No, this was not just them. It was everybody from all pastors. It was people that didn't even know me. So this is how I knew it was true. You know, you try to knock it off like, nah, just God, whatever it is, God, just let me work it out. I don't even need to know what it is. But you do need to know sometimes what it is so you can address it clearly. Hey, did she just eat a cigarette butt? Come here. Y'all, why do I think my dog ate a cigarette butt? But anywho, come on, because you know what? You're doing too much. It's giving I don't eat at home. And so I literally was like, well, if this is happening, you know, God, let me work through it. And then I always ask myself of things, because here's the thing for me. I don't know about anybody else, but if I did anything wrong to offend someone, I'm gonna try to apologize if it's worth apologizing for, because there are some things that people get offended for, and it does not need an apology whatsoever. Now, I used to be one of those people that say just apologize to make things smooth over, but you can't do that with somebody who's toxic and somebody who thrives off of trying to make you feel guilty, and they try to guilt trip you to steal your energy once again, and to make you convert to what they want you to do. Can't do it. And so I don't stand on that. But I do apologize when I do something wrong. I live in a thoughtful world. We do all kind of crazy stuff. I don't give a care what kind of walk of life. You can offend people and you're like, okay, whatever, you know. So I try to, you know, work out, and not just this walk, my spiritual walk. That's my spiritual walk first before I'm out to mankind. Okay, it's spiritual before physical, right? And so I always try to, you know, like I said, if I offend people and it was either intentional or unintentional, and it was my fault, I'm definitely going to apologize and try to work on it. I even asked God that if I did anything wrong, like the things that I go through and the punishments that I go through, I always ask God to let me go through my suffering on this earth than to have it in the spiritual realm. Okay, now some people, you know, don't think of that, like you can blah, 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 but I know there's a life after this. I don't care what you call it. There's a life after this, okay? And so what you think you're not getting over on here don't mean that you're not going to answer to it over there. You could do a lot of swapping. You could do a lot of hide and go seek over here, okay? Even though they always talk about the spiritual world as the world of make-believe. No, this is the world of make-believe, because people put things that as they are, which they're not, okay? But like I said, I've always asked God, let me go through the hard stuff here, so then I don't have to go through the hard stuff afterwards, okay? And, you know, when I was going through this, I really felt like, okay, well, maybe that is it. You know, whatever it is, I'll go through it. I'm not too much of a coward, per se. I'm not saying that I'm a big, bad, bold person, but I'm definitely not a coward. And if I'm running away from something, it's probably not to harm people or to have offense, you know, so to say. So I'm not a person I'm just not too much of a fairy person. Don't say that I'm not to say that I'm a scary. I've never gotten scared, because you do get scared for things of the unknown. But after you've seen it, you know it's no longer unknown. Okay, so yeah. So I'm, going through my thing, and as I was going through all this, let me tell you, I couldn't keep a job, no matter how hard I worked on that. This person was telling me every single thing, not just one person, because this was other. This person telling me that the person, and identify who the person was, which I saw years ago in a dream, and I could not understand who was this person. I asked God, who was this person? And when they told me who that person was connected to, I was like, well, they don't, I'm thinking in my head, like, they don't have a person by this name. Y'all, I recently found out that this person goes by this name. Okay? Recently goes by this name. And so, yeah, it's real. It's real. So, and I was like, okay, but how people were telling me, like, they are really trying to make sure that you do not have a successful life. Telling every single thing back to back to back to back. And I'm like, why? Like, y'all, if y'all, I didn't even talk to the person for years. When I say years, I mean years. Like, over a decade. Over a decade. And not only that, this person, this individual, this lady tapped onto me, tried to connect to me recently. And I remember, let me tell y'all how I'm about to, y'all, tried to tap on me recently. I'm like, why is she even coming this way? Like, we both have moved around on our lives. We moved on, like, what the heck? Like, I don't understand. I don't know what's going on in their life. They don't know what's going on in my life. She don't know what's going on in my life. Like, what the, but there are people who are just like that. There are people who are like that. Not understanding that you doing that, you are stopping not only my progress, but you're stopping the things that God assigned me to do on this planet when I did nothing but wish you well. The crazy part about it is, and I know she's going to find out later, but I literally was praying for her. When I found out what happened, all this stuff, repented, whatever, I prayed for this person. When it said I was praying for them when I was in South Cloth, and they tried, all that kind of stuff. I forgot what signs when people show up at the enemy center. And so, it just baffled me, but it was something that I needed to know. It's something that I needed to hear in order to move past. I thought I didn't, because I was just like, okay, I'm over it. But you can't get over something if you don't. Come on, because you finding stuff. If you don't know what the problem is, you can't solve the problem if you don't fully understand where the problem started at. And so that's what God was just showing me that. Also, so when you get through this and people are doing hits and stuff like that, it will damage you, especially if you are not spiritually equipped, which at the time I was not. And when I say spiritually equipped, it's not just going and isolating yourself, because a lot of people always think, oh, it's isolation moment. You gotta get to yourself, blah blah blah, woo. Yes, that is true to a certain extent. But when you're dealing with this type of stuff and they're constantly attacking you, the goal of it is to get you separated so you can never catch. So you can never connect to the destiny helpers that are in your life to get yourself to a better spot. If you get to yourself and you get too isolated, you're not going to meet the person that's going to help you with your business. You're not going to get to the partner that you are designed to have. You stay in there, well, I'm just done. There are many people that are on this planet who did do the right thing, but they got so fearful when they got attacked and the person was isolating them. They got to the point where they just hid. They was only supposed to be isolated for a little bit and then go back out, get restored, go back out and do their thing. And those people stay stuck. I got some of my people in my family that's like that, and they even talk about that. So that was an eye opener for me, because I was like, oh, that would not be my portion. That would not be my portion. I'm going to have everything that God has for me, regardless of what you're doing. Regardless of what you're doing. And what you got to understand is, and this is what opened my eyes. This is what opened my eyes, because you thinking that everybody just going on about their business, and you thinking that your relationship, because my whole thing was like, my relationship was to get closer and connected to God. I wasn't trying to look at nobody else. I wasn't trying to do nothing, none of showboat or none of that. My relationship, and it still is to this day, is to get closer and connected to God. I've always had a relationship with him, because during my life, there's always been people who always tried to abandon me, tried to do crazy stuff to me, or act like they're with me. Then the next minute they trip. I have never, when I say never, never had just even a simple year where even family members were like that constantly. Okay? They would be so wishy-washy, and I literally had to lean on God. And God has blessed me. When I tell y'all, God has blessed me, God has blessed me. I can't tell nobody else that, oh yeah, that, the things that I got, everything that I got, God blessed me with. Every single thing good that God blessed me with, because there's so many opportunities and so many things that I've been inside, like that I walked into, that other people wish that they could walk into. When I say, when I say wish they could walk into, wish they can walk into. Okay? Being on magazine covers, all that other stuff, walking into this whole pageantry thing, it just didn't just boom, boom, boom. My mom used to be in pageantry, but she didn't go as far as I did, but I know that was God, doing runways, going to Milan, going to, going to the UK, going to Paris, doing it in New York every year, LA Fashion Week, all that. Like, yeah, you I know. So I couldn't pretend. But, and nor do I want to pretend, because I'm telling y'all, once I started getting, like, you get close to that, you can lead people. It'll hurt a little bit. Come on. It'll hurt a little bit, because you want that companionship. You want people to be around you, and you love doing what you do. Come on. She over here trying to eat some nachos. Y'all, they need to clean this place. Okay. And, girl, they will want to, you're going to want to have that companionship and that friendship and everything else. But when you see it going left, you understand. And I understand this quickly. The only time when I didn't understand it is when I was under some stuff, under a lot of spiritual attack, and you didn't have time to discern it. But usually I can get it real quick, because I've seen it. Even some of those triggers that make you, people talk about how these triggers sometimes can prevent you. Some of those triggers can help you. A lot of those triggers, because you can see the patterns already. You see the patterns of people acting crazy. They doing shifty stuff. You weird and you peculiar, because you're not doing the average stuff that other people are doing. Getting drunk all the time. Baby, I can't get drunk all the time. Maybe sip on some wine. Not even that. Like, I don't know. I had a timeline for myself when I was younger, and I tried to stay on that. For the most part, I have. To be honest, for the most part, I have. And so, you are anointed, but your family doesn't understand. I won't say that much about my family doesn't understand, because there are actually people who do. I just don't think that some of them understand to what extent, because, to be honest, when my family is going through anything spiritual, even the older people now, because my grandparents are gone and stuff like that, especially on my mom's side, they're usually coming to me for advice and for help and for assistance and stuff like that. Even financial, even when I'm struggling. So it's just like, it's a whole different thing. And God had me to pull, but that's another story. But anywho, what was I saying? I was talking about how, how you get the hits, how people hit, and then they try to stop you from where God is placing you. But you have to understand that people who do that, they really do go under, they do go under judgment. You can even go under judgment if you don't follow what you're designed to do. And your judgment will be more torment. Because let me tell you this God didn't stop and say that I didn't have an assignment while this person was tormenting me, or why these people were doing crazy things to me. If anything, I had to apply what he told me to do towards these people. When I found out that that person was doing this stuff to me, and how intense that person was doing stuff to me, y'all, you would have seen the rage that came over me. The rage. When I say I confronted this woman that thought she was acting, I can see you have the spirit of counsel. Well, that's kind of in my field that I work in, kind of. So, and I do consider myself a problem solver. I've known that since I was very, very young. So, but even then, it's just like I literally had to apply. I had to apply God's principles with this person. And y'all, if this would have been me, like younger, even in my 20s, y'all, it would have been a knuck if you buck station. It would have been a whole roundup. I would have called my people. They would have been ready to ride out, y'all, physically and spiritually. Like, you want to have this battle. You want to have this kind of battle. We could do an eye for an eye. And it's just like, y'all, I even still think about that now. Like, I know it's God covering me. And you couldn't tell me that God is not covering me, because I know that this lady doing all this stuff, and I know your location. I know more about you than you think. You know about me. This lady literally went on Facebook, got my picture, and gave it to people. She went on LinkedIn, got my picture. Y'all, and the crazy part about this, how I know that when the people was telling me, when everybody was telling me, oh, this person got your picture, when the person said the location where they got it from, I knew they wasn't lying, because God had already shown me in the spirit. God has already shown me in the spirit, so it was just like, okay, wake up time, Bill, wake up, you know. But it is different. Like, it hits different. It hits different. People would think, continue to stand in your strength. Not the OG. I'm not standing in my strength. That's the thing. That's why they attack you. That's why people attack you when you go through this. People attack me because they really think that I'm super strong. I keep telling you, I keep telling everybody else, I am not strong. God is strong. When I'm weak, God is strong. Okay? I don't have to be boastful. I used to be one of those boastful people. Rah, rah, rah. I don't have to be like that, because I know God really does defend me. You know, he really does defend. I don't have to be. God is strong. They thinking that they attacking you. I know for certain they not attacking me, because if they was attacking me, I would be doing the same thing that they would be doing. It's because I'm following God. That's it. That's it. And it's digging into them, because some of these people wish that they could do that. You know, do you know that there are people who have higher powers and higher rankings in the spirit, and they don't have the freedoms that you have? They don't get to rest. They don't get to have fun. They gotta work for everything that they get. They work. You know? Day in, day out. And I'm not talking about just putting your hands to work in this physical. They gotta work. They owe so much, they gotta put their own kids to work, even when they don't. There's people who wishing that they did have somebody to stand in the gap, which we all do. You just ask God, he come through. He come through. But there are people, that's why they don't like you. That's why they don't like me. And that's why I no longer take it personal. I can even look about what was this? 13. Almost 10 years ago, when I got here, when I got to this area, because I used to live northwest Indiana, now I live northeast. So I used to live close to Chicago, now I live close to Ohio. So, because Fort Wayne is closer to Ohio. So, if y'all know anything about the Midwest, especially Indiana, because Indiana got 2 time zones, the whole lifestyle is different. One is like the busy city, kind of like they still living in that Chicago era. this area is more of a country kind of northern country. If you go southern by like close to the border of Kentucky, you're gonna have that real slow, slow, but it's super. What's that? What do they call it? Um, Cantana. We'll call it Cantana. Indy Tucky. That kind of feel. If y'all know, like So, come on, Chip. We going this way. Look at her. She's like, I want to run through the fields, but you have to. I'm in Kentucky. Woo. Exactly. Okay, then. Well, we got some of those in Indiana too. We got some of them in Indiana. So, um, but yeah. And so you have to get into yourself, because I used to be like, oh, they jealous of me. They not jealous of me. They jealous of my anointing. They jealous of the favor that God has upon me. Not understanding that they can have the same freedom, and probably even more if they tap into Him. And so, now I don't have the big boastful like, raw, it's me. Which I always knew, but I've come to realize that the little that I thought I knew, I don't know. So I know it's all of Him, for real. And me standing here, them attacks that I went through, let me tell you, with that mirror magic, it was like, and I knew what they were saying. Listen, y'all, it was like I was pinging. Like everything that was going, all the bad stuff that was happening, it was going back to back to back to back. Okay? God put it on my spirit too. I knew I was in this jar. I kept having these videos coming to me talking about this doggone, it wasn't a honey jar. It was a dark jar, and it was like nails, all kind of stuff. And God was telling me to pray for the jar to break. Y'all, it would be like every time I would go to a job, I would have qualifications that surpass everybody in there. I would be the best candidate. Somehow I would not get picked. Even if somebody who could see, who could be clear and see something was happening spiritual, and they would pick me. Y'all, when I go for orientation, it's like I never applied. Oh, okay. Cool. It was like I never applied, y'all. It was like I never applied to the place, okay? Or I would get to places, y'all, I had to work, and it was so crazy because I was like, I didn't even work at fast food when I was in high school. My high school jobs was at Walmart, at a school, doing administrative work. It was just weird. Okay, y'all. Y'all knew that if you don't know, I was a flight attendant for, soon as I got out of college, like over 10 years. So, and so it was just like me, not to say that it was anything dealing with like pride or anything that way as far as working a job, because I work anywhere. I work 2 and 3 jobs, 4, 5, 11. I don't care, whatever it takes to get what I need. But let me tell y'all, I literally had to pray for this jar to break. And the crazy part about it, I knew when that jar broke, because it was somehow it was like stuff on top of stuff. Like God was just, He would give me pieces. It wouldn't be right off the back. It wouldn't be, stuff like that. It would just be little and little and little. And I remember when I prayed about that, y'all, I felt the relief then. But not only did that happen, let me tell y'all what happened in my house. Okay? Hold on, y'all. Good job. Good job. She didn't even bark or anything. She turned around like, oh, is she gonna play? But what happened was, I felt a little free, but I remember when I got home that day, let me tell y'all, I had these glasses, and this is what reminded me of it today. I have these glasses where I put my, you put your detergent in the clear glasses that they have. Like sometimes they'll have it. Some people will be on like TikTok, or they'll be on YouTube, and they'll show how they organize stuff and stuff like that. I had I'm kind of organizing when it comes to my bathroom. Okay, that's my peaceful place, all that. But most people know that. But anywho, I had my detergents, not my detergents, the little the smell goods, the softeners and the pellets, the boost centers. And so I had the different flavor boost centers in there. And so when I get into the house, nobody's in the house, y'all. I'll walk to my bed. Well, I walked to my couch. I didn't even go and lay on the couch. I mean, on the bed. I laid on the couch, and I lay down. And I hear, boom, like the glass broke, but it was on the top of the. I have like the washer and dryer, whatever. It's on top of each other. It went, boom, across the room to the mirror part, and dropped and fell. Like it wasn't like, and you can't just drop. Like if it dropped on its own, it would go like this, doom. No, it's about a good length. It's about the length of this walkway in my bathroom, like across. So it's about it's a good length. Okay, so you literally have to throw it, and that's exactly what happened. It just like broke, and so I was just like, oh my God, like okay, that was confirmation. The more I started praying, the more the glasses started breaking in the house. Okay, it was almost petrifying because well, I ain't gonna say that I wasn't afraid then, but I knew that it was working. Whatever it was, I knew that it was working. Okay, I knew that prayer was working, and I knew that God was with me. What He was telling me was right on the money. Okay. And so another thing that was kicking off, y'all, I couldn't even make this up. Like these flies, y'all. I would have this one fly, and it would come. I saw it on my Ring camera, and I was just like telling people, like it's only one fly. They tell me, oh, it's just a pest, blah blah this. Just make sure your house is clean, baby. My house has been clean. It's the same fly. He not coming back. Telekinesis. Oh, I know that's true. Okay, that makes sense. But y'all, let me tell you, it was just like these monitoring things. They was on it. They was on it. Okay. And at this point in my life, it's just seeing that I don't really care to this point, to this extent anymore, because I know that I'm covered. No matter what. If let me tell you, see, the enemy try to come and steal, kill, and destroy. God gave us life to have it more abundantly. He does not want us to be in fear. He tells us that. God didn't give us no spirit of fear. Fear is a spirit. Okay, that's what I was having. And I kept saying, this is not of me. I'm full of courage. I'm always a person. Listen. I used to get bullied when I was in elementary school, middle school, high school. It always takes one time for people to see that I'm not the person to be played with. It always takes one fight for me. Because I'm gonna try to talk to you. I'm gonna try to mediate. If I can't move around, then I'm just not gonna have anything to do with you. You have to be, for me to go and say, okay, I'm fighting you, I'm attacking you, it's a battle, it's because you have not left me alone. Okay? Because I will leave people alone in a heartbeat. Okay? Even dealing with the old abandoned issues that I've had. You know, people will think about the clinginess that you have, but for the most part, baby, I'll leave you alone. It take one little thing. Oh, I see you already on this, I'm gone. But when you mess with me and there's no other option, then I have to go. And now I have to battle. See what I'm saying? Like I promise y'all, I don't care about looking like a punk. I don't care. I don't care about how people judge me. I don't really give a rat's behind. I promise you. Okay? Bully at 3:00. I would not care. I don't care what other people say about me because they don't make me. I always do what I need to do. I always do, for the most part, what I want to do out of life. I usually succeed because I don't try to get in other people's stuff unless I'm there to help and to build and to teach and to uplift. Like, if it's not, then I don't care. Like, y'all, I don't care. When I say I don't care, I don't care. And plus, I'm just telling y'all how, if you've seen the stuff that I've been blessed to do, and I know it didn't come from you, somebody, a mere mortal who's sitting there talking and saying crazy stuff about me, I would not care. Y'all don't care. I don't care on your birthday, Jesus' birthday, Muhammad's birthday, Sunday, Moon Day, Golden Day. I don't give a rat's behind, okay? But when you come and you, like I said, you come in and you attack me and you constantly do it, I don't have no other choice. I done moved around and now you still bothering me, then I have no other option but to fight back. And when I fight back, I got to make sure that you know that don't come for me no more. So that might mean taking you out. That might mean going all in. You know, I'm not going to hit you just enough to say, oh, just get back. I'm not going to do that. Because I've already told you, I've already showed. You see what I'm saying? Like, I've already did everything to avoid. Okay? And so, yeah. So, me talking about, you know, the things that I went through and the attacks and the things like that. Listen, if the enemy really could take you out, he would. He didn't because he couldn't. Okay? Just remember that. Come on. That's just like somebody at your job trying to get you fired. For the most part, they can't do it. They need your assistance. Or they need the assistance of other people. Most of the time, they need your assistance. But I'll tell you this. If they could, they would. But they can't. Okay? Remember that. Could, would, can't. Could, would, can't.
Thank you.
Wrong. Go. Walk. So just remember that. Could, would, can't. Okay? They can't. And so when you find that out, you end up getting your power back. And, hold on, y'all. I'm gonna try to get this dog squared away, and then I'm gonna go to the store. So I'm gonna take y'all with me on this whole thing. Because this is what you gotta understand. We are in time of spiritual. Actually, it's been quaking that way. It's just, I really do believe that there's a lot of people that's been trying to prevent it, of course. But I think this is just really the time for God getting everybody a chance. Okay? Okay, girlfriend. Hold on, sit down. This is God giving us all a chance. Okay? That's me included. Just giving us all a chance to make better sound decisions. Getting everything in alignment. Because there's certain things that everything's got to take place. Everything has a time and a place and a season. Okay? But that's okay. Shoot, y'all, excuse me. Y'all, I was over here trying to fix up my stand, for my my booth and everything. So, y'all, here's my house. We traveling a little bit. And so, oh crap. All right. I don't even know where my doggone debit card. I hope it's in the car. But anywho, like I said, the enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. God gave us life to have it more abundantly. He ain't have us to put nothing in fear. You can only be fearful. And you got to think about this too. Because people feed off of your fear. Energy is everything. Now people are really understanding the power of energy. Energy is everything. Pretty, I have a bracelet dream catcher. I don't know about all that. It's about obedience. It is obedience. But you got to understand also too that you are here to give testament or testimony. And when I say testament or testimony, it means how you live your life. how you live your life based off of how God has delivered you from things, um, and how you share your testimony with others. Because there are so many people out here who are toe up from the floor up. And the crazy part about it is some of them are way stronger than you ever thought you was. And you thinking that they super weak, they just tired because they've been constantly beaten down. And if they hear what you went through, they know that they are not alone. And they can get their behinds up and get up and war. Okay, do y'all know that there are people? See, this is how I know, because I went across people who had way worse attacks than I had, not just because of this person, but I've had other attacks just because of what I'm supposed to do. Okay, um, they had way worse things, way worse. Okay, than you. They've been attacked from every angle of life. Coming out the womb, family, their own parents trying to take them out, things like that. I've had that too. That might be a whole nother thing, but and they are down. They are on the ground. They are ready to give up. Some of these people are on their last limb, their last breath, and they waiting on a word from you, and you saying, okay, well, I need to be quiet because I don't want to rattle up no demons. I don't want to go stand and put no other names in the atmosphere. Sometimes you gotta put them in the atmosphere to let them know you ain't got nothing on me. You see what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you got to let them know, like, nah, so that other person, not only are you giving power to the Most High, because you telling how God delivered you out of it. It's not just putting their name in the atmosphere and not saying nothing. You telling everybody how God delivered you from that stuff. Okay? Because they ain't telling you this in church. They just started talking about it now, which has been going on before the foundation of the earth. They've been going on since. Okay? It's been going on, but people are so afraid to open their mouth and to say, I've been through this. Everybody can talk about the little addiction. I've been through these addictions, and how God delivered me from. No, it's something street. It's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. People can talk about. That's the main thing. If you hear anything about something spiritual, it's always about some kind of addiction. Let me tell y'all. This how I feel about it. Ain't nothing finished. I done had that happen too. You talking about in the medical thing? Let me tell you, my mom right now, and this is why I'm doing the tiny homes right now. And I'll be quiet about that, but I got a thing where we're doing tiny homes, where we're helping people who are going through these issues. And you have no idea how some of these people, just because they've been labeled in the system, how people gangstalk them and they strip them of their talents. They've been tortured so much, but that's a whole different thing. Hold on, y'all. I was like, I had to go from one spot of our building to the next. It's like a whole connection. It's a whole connection to our building, so kind of big. Our building's kind of big. And so, y'all, wait a minute, y'all. I think I parked downstairs, y'all. I did. I did not park up here. Usually I be parking up here, y'all. Let me go back on the elevator. But for sure, I know that for certain. I know that for certain. And I know everything happens for a reason. God really covered you. I don't really know how to say your name, but thank you for viewing on my channel. But yeah, he covers you. He definitely. So that am back on. My previous phone died because I did not charge my doggone phone, y'all. I had to work
all today. It was just something else. So, usually Sunday I'm relaxing. I'm not even gonna lie, I did get to go to sleep at least like 6 hours. So I'm really, really grateful for that because usually I can't go to sleep. And I used to have like maybe I could be okay resting with like 4 hours. Y'all, these last couple of years I've not been able to sleep like no more than 2, 3 hours. And that's not even safe. It's supposed to be not even safe, but by God's grace, He's been keeping me for real. For real. Like the text has been crazy when I say a text. That's why I say about opening your mouth. Open your mouth and say something because there are some people, especially young kids, who are going through this. You'll be surprised. They going through all these attacks and turmoil because of who they're connected to. Y'all see my thing look like dark. I was over there painting and stuff. So this car, I'm doing a lot of extraness on it because I saw some stuff on YouTube. So if y'all see it's gray and then it's turning black, that's why. Because yeah, we're like painted black. We're spray painted black. My seats, they used to be gray. They are black now. And so if y'all see that, that's what's going on. So don't get too knocked over. Also, y'all know this is my work arena, my work stuff. So yeah, hopefully my other cars get fixed. Hopefully I get it. I'm praying that's an atmosphere, but right now it is what it is. So yeah, you have to open up. You have to speak up, and let people know. Let people know. Okay. Now, I'm not saying tell all your business and all that because that's not sound. That's not sound at all. But to let people know there is hope. There are some people who are so afraid because, especially kids. Think about this. This stuff seems so illogical. Like if somebody tell you they'll think that you in make believe. If you ain't 5, 6 years old, if you pass 6, 7, they put you in the Louis V. Especially if you're a kid, they put you on psychotropic medication. You say somebody spiritually attacked you. Even though there's a lot of people, especially now, knowing that people do this. Knowing that people do this, especially in this country. Okay, now, if I go and see my grandparents or something in Haiti or something, listen, they're not going to second guess. That's going to be the first thing that come on and they mad. Like, wait a minute. You had all this going for you. This was all good. And all of a sudden, this going down and this going down. And it's staying down. It ain't no bad streak. It's just staying down for a long time. And so, yeah. Yeah, y'all. Now, I do understand what you're talking about you said final tribe of Benjamin. I'm not part of the tribe of Benjamin, but God did allow me to know what tribe I'm from. Cause I honestly used to think tribe of Benjamin, but I'm not. I'm not. Um, and so, and that's so crazy. That's so crazy that you said that because I really thought like very, very close, very, 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 very close. Okay. Um, and also I've always had my walk. If y'all see my walk of life, it always went under this thing. But God told me some other things. Like some of the spirits, like you can tell what's around me, what's on you. You can even tell what's on you based off of some of the things that you go through. But a lot of it with me was David. I always prayed to be like Job. I've always prayed to be like Job. I know people say that's a devilish, but that's something that I would love to go through because it showed a lot of diligence and a lot of persistence and faith, and that is something that I really love to go through. Even though it's like it's shaking, but it really just going through processes, going through it for a long time and enduring things. I don't know. I get a kick out of that. Even though sometimes I'm a person that will jump from one thing to the next. There are some things that even if I jump from one thing to the next, if you look at my life and the patterns based off of that, Coco's out. Hey, y'all can't mess with the police. If you look at the patterns of that, you will see that I usually stay in the same arena. Speed pros. um, it's in the same arena. And so, and a lot of people, after a while, they are like that. They go into the same field, and they might be jumping from one thing to the next in the same arena. But I like enduring things because it gives you strength. It builds a lot of things inside of you that you don't even know that you have. Me going through these trials and things like this, I can honestly say I'm grateful for it, even though, I know that a lot of these things I did deserve, all that other stuff. Some of the stuff is generational. Some of the stuff I did deserve. But either way, it's showing the endurance, how you can endure, how you can get out of things, how you can make things better by enduring, how you can get something even greater by enduring. Sometimes you have to, in order, especially if you want to be a leader, if God has called you to be some kind of leader in anything, you have to go through things first. You have to be the forerunner, so you have to hit things way before other people. Yes, there are going to be other people that are going to be able to perfect it. There are going to be other people that get to have more accreditation. That's not, they're probably going to get more recognition, but being a pioneer, you have to endure and break some things through. You have to break some things through, meaning that you're going to have to do some things that no one else is doing. You're going to have to take on the slack for some things that you didn't do. Think about a leader at work. Think about work. When you're a leader at work, you are assigned over a group of people who have there's a certain amount of duties that are done. You are in charge of delegating those duties for the most part, or you're assigned of delegating someone to delegate the responsibilities to others. And if that doesn't get done, your boss just doesn't go to the people. They go to you. They go to the leader first. The leader comes down and goes to the person, to the other people. Maybe let it go. I donated it. Oh, you know what? You might be getting out. Let me tell y'all, I had a BMW when I was flying, y'all, and I had to downsize when I ended up losing my flight attendant job for a minute when they had the layoffs and stuff. And I had to downsize. I downsized from BMW to Kia to a Daewoo. Y'all, I had this Daewoo. I just kept downsizing. I could not get money in my hand. It was not going. Like, y'all, people would deny me for jobs. Jobs would be there. It got less drastic each year, but y'all, and I could date it from when I was in connection with that person that I told you that God showed me what was going on. When all that transpired. Okay? It just so I could definitely understand that. Never had a black BMW. Never got a BMW ever since. Yeah. I'll be like petrified. I even had this I had a Ford not a Traverse. I had a oh my God, Escape. How did I forget that? Because in a dream it kept telling me to escape. And I had this Ford Escape. It was like a 2015. And I won't get that car either, y'all. I won't get that car either, y'all. That I done had too many instances where it'd be so traumatic. I'd be, God, deliver me, thank you, God, but the trauma afterwards, so yeah. So yeah. But now, like I said, so now you understand what I'm talking about. Like, I'm sure you have because you stayed on this channel that long. Material stuff don't even matter. And it's so crazy because people are so materialistic now. You be looking like, this stuff don't even matter. They showing you that the stuff don't even matter now. They not even hiding to you that it really don't matter. Everything is in plain sight, y'all. Everything is in plain sight. In plain sight. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. It just blows me, y'all. It blows me. It blows me. It's all right. You know, I'm not God. God is in control. That's why I say I try to stay in my lane. Cause let me tell you, it don't matter. Even though God is free, God can do everything that they feed to idols to do. That He able to do everything, any and everything. If people there's still gonna be people who do not choose Him. And guess what? They ain't got nothing to do with me. They don't got nothing to do with me. Okay? My job is to open my mouth and to tell what He allows me to open up. There's so many things that God has not allowed me to open up that will probably scare some people. Now I see why my old school pastor from back in the day, because we ain't got too many of them either. That when he was talking about, spiritual warfare, and everybody we used to be like, dang, he's so tripping. Like, ain't nobody else talking about this. It's the 90s, it's the early 2000s. Why is we talking about this? Like, talk about, joy comes in the morning time. Like, talk about, I see why. Listen, one day he even talked about, he ain't on this earth, earth no more, but he talked about how people gonna be acting. They acted just like that. He even described a description of where I was gonna be and where some other people was gonna be. And we just thought he tripping. No, y'all, he was just seeing. And so, yeah, I understand. That's why I get into that bigger picture. I don't knock other people's walk of life. And let me tell you another thing about that, okay? Because there are people. Ooh, y'all, you'll be surprised how many people who are standing on the side of right. They might not believe in God. They might not believe in the God that you serve. But I promise you, they can see in the realm of the spirit, and they see right from wrong. That's why I said, this is the illusion world for real. This is the delusion world, okay? It's back to that. And that's the real world. The spiritual world you can't hide from. The spiritual world, you can put your spiritual stench on somebody else, and it'll make it look like they the bad person and you the good person. You can do that whole swapping energy for a little bit. But I promise you, in the realm of the spirit, people know the truth. People know the truth. Okay? They know the truth. They know the freaking truth. Okay? There's nothing you can hide. It's some things where people can cover in the spiritual realm, clothes and things like that. But overall, everybody can be found in the spiritual. Everybody. You, me, Jermaine Dupree, I don't care, y'all. That's what I learned. Even when I had to go in and sometimes to cover myself, sometimes to pretend and go into certain areas that were not of me. Your light still shines. Your light still shines. People can still tell the difference. They say birds don't feather flock together, and you are the company that you keep, so you be careful with the company that you keep. Listen, that company that you keep, they can tell the difference. That you're not all the way doing what they doing, the crazy stuff that they doing. Listen, I done been there. And that's either way. You can pretend. That's people who, another good way that you can see this is people who be having them little paper degrees and stuff. Listen, they thinking just because they know a little bit of terminology or, I did this, I got this, that they know what they doing. I got a lot of people who are behavior technicians just like me, or they do BCBA, and they in that whole thing, and then they looking like, how do you know how all this stuff? Because I've been through the trenches through it. It's something different when you go through the trenches. It's a different ball game, because you're gonna know the stuff that they showing you on the paper. Some of that stuff that they show you on the paper is different when you apply it to life. It's different how you apply it. Okay? It's different. It's going to be terrible for them. And you know what? That ain't my problem. Come on, baby, you got the turn. Let me tell you, it's not my problem. I wish I wish the best for everybody. But some people, and listen, y'all, I ain't gonna say that I have been perfect to say I didn't say I wish somebody get hit by a parked car, because I literally I said that today, okay? And I meant it. Like, I wish you could walk into the track, but I had to calm my words because I know my words have power. But especially when people when they do you in. You know what? What do you want to eat, Bill? Because you said you was going to the park. And I honestly don't want no second shade. I want no second shade. But I definitely don't want no mixed D's. Definitely don't. Yeah, I kept prepping my lunch and there was just so much going on. Um, where do what? Hold on. Let me wait till I get to the stoplight. Do you have words do have oh okay. Oh yeah, people yeah, and then so I really had to, catch myself. But I remind myself because sometimes I be trying to be I have to get myself together too because sometimes I try to be God and I have to remember, baby, I'm not God. I am not God. If God couldn't change you, why do you think that I could change you? Okay? That'll alleviate some of us already from some of the stuff that we go through, even with our family. You be trying to get your family like, okay, if you stop doing this, if you separate from this person, if you separate from this and start listening, you will be okay. Why can't I always have fun? You making more money than I am if you not planning right. God is supplying you with stuff. You being a bad steward over your time, your energy, your whole thing. And it's a whole falling cycle. It's a revolving cycle. It's a revolving cycle, but they not getting it. And you know why they not getting it? Because they don't want to. That's what you got to remember. When people who are like that, they already got a reprobate mind. They are unrepentant. I can say for myself, I'm not no different. Okay, I was like that. I had to, and guess who opened my eyes? God, nobody else. There was some people that was trying to get me, and they tap on you. You can tap on people and say, hey, this is the way. When they reject it, dust the shoulders off, dust the dirt off your feet, and keep going. I was going to say dust off your shoulders. Go, dust your shoulders off. Oh my goodness, like Jay Z said, go, dust your shoulders off. Now, but for real. You really have to walk. You have to walk. Okay? But yeah, they ain't got nothing to do with me. When they have their own judgment, my goal is to get to you are the little my goal is to get to where I need to go so that I can make it and everything and everyone that is attached to me get what they need. The words that I need to speak to people that people need to hear from my voice that I will never see. That's what I want to do. Go ahead, get it on out the way so that it can help them. And that's why I stay on my channel. Y'all can see my channel. I usually the same file. They was capping out for stuff, but I don't care. I'm not on here to try to get famous. If anything, I don't care about being famous in this area. I don't even care about being around. If I was in a box, I promise you, I would not care. I would probably be happy. Okay? Because I don't like to be around different types of energy and all that other stuff. But anyhow, but yeah, the thing is about being effective. Being effective and doing what you are called to do. A lot of us get distracted with these little tangible things that we have in our life, the little obstacles, the little hardships, the little things that are coming in our life, that we forget about the big picture. That's how the enemy works. Try to get you off your game by looking at things that are not going to matter in a couple of seconds. Okay? Because he knows if he gets you off, and it's the little things, it's not the big things. Because most of the time, you see a big thing, you're not gonna jump, and you see it's a big thing. It's gonna be the little things, and the little things just add up and add up and add up and add up. Okay, so yeah. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think Chick-fil-A has a drive. Yeah, really, because I don't want to go in, y'all. I don't want to go in, and I miss that. I miss that. I don't want to go in. I wish our Five Guys over here had drive. But once I walked into a bar, I was looking for something. Guess what's in front of me? A black BMW. Dang. Okay, ambulance, go. Y'all know y'all could have went. It's a Vidox. It's a divider. Okay. You know what? I think it's Culver's it is. Because Culver's is Culver's. Okay. But yeah, y'all, like, I've gotten to that point. And let me tell y'all another thing about this. When I started releasing, let me not point to things like that, but when I started releasing and giving things up to God, say a prayer for those people and keep moving. For your family, say a prayer for them and keep moving. I can I can tell y'all, if y'all don't, y'all can end up getting vanished and tarnished by just being in the presence of people and not letting them go through what they need to go through. I got a relative right now, y'all. I do not help this relative no more. I'll be like ready to fight because I know they got kids. I got a lot of relatives with kids though. Of course, we all, of that age, but I have a whole heap of cousins on both sides of my family, y'all. A whole heap. But I say a whole heap, a whole heap. Y'all know about, when you from Kentucky, all those people, if you look at if y'all looking at it from another time or anything, y'all know about the Midwest people love to hump out here. They be having 12,000 bajillion kids, okay? Indiana is known for having huge families, okay? When I say huge families, I'm not talking about 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm talking about between 8, 12, 16, 20 something freaking brothers and sisters, all right? Okay, they known for this. They known for this. Okay, the Midwest is known for food, for having food all the way around. Like, they know how to make everybody's food. They know how to make good food, Midwest food, but they know how to make everybody's food. They known for usually having the best because they, that's what we know for food. That home cooking, that family, and humping. Family unit. You won't see a lot of them. You won't see a lot of them, okay? All right? And so, I don't say I have this one relative, and I tell y'all, every time this person call me, they have a whole sob story time, and ooh, ha, 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 ha. And you be like, dang, and sometimes I be like, okay, well, this is what you have to do. They'll do it for a little bit, they will get up, and then go back to the same thing, all right? So I'm like, okay, God, help me to release, but then I be thinking, like, maybe, I still want to be part of that because they have kids, and the situation that I was in, I had a lot of aunts and uncles and cousins that helped me because my parents were not physically there. Okay, they could not be physically there. One was deported, the other one was in prison, back and forth. Both of them swapped. So that's what I'm telling y'all. Like, it was an in and out kind of thing. So I used to have that guilt thing, and I always felt like that. I've always had that in my heart because I know the power of having that structure. There were a lot of people that filled in the gaps for me. Okay, and so I feel that it's only right, and I still feel that way to help others. I always feel that way, okay? I just know a different way. So I'm telling y'all, this person will tell me something is going on. I will help them get out of the situation. Let me tell y'all, the next day, the same thing would happen to me. I wouldn't even have those issues, y'all. It was almost like a transference. It was almost like a transference. It keep it happening. What they was, and I know this didn't, it was happening back to back to back to back to the point where I ended up seeing something on YouTube, and I heard something in my spirit just like, let them go through this stuff, because every time they would go through it, they would have this, and I would go and help or do something to help them or lead them into the right way. Y'all, it would happen to me, and then not only that, that person would stop answering my calls. It'd be like, okay, I'm just checking on you to see if you're okay. None of it. And so I was just like, I hope, in my head, I hope they're not doing what I think they're doing, but let's pray not. Let's just go on the right mode, because this person is, was very close to me growing up. Very close. When I say very close, very close. But now that I look at things now, being an adult, the things that I went through and how this person used to act towards me when they were younger, even their parents used to act towards me when they were younger, you start seeing stuff, that rose-colored lens that I had to go through because of the situation that I was in. I had to, deal with some trauma and some things like that. You start seeing things for what they are. And so, when I started seeing this, and God told me that last time, just stop helping them, stop doing this because they're not even understanding what it costs, you know. And that's why they're complaining. Because, oh, I got to do this. I got to work all these hours. I'll be tired. I got all these kids. I got to do this. Wait a minute. We be tired, too. That's why we didn't have all this. This is why we made decisions because we've been in the trenches. This person had all these people helping them the whole time. They was able to have scapegoats. They was able, I mean, not scapegoats. Yeah, they was able to have scapegoats. They were able to have people that would go in and fill in the gaps for them and do stuff where you had to go and work and scrub and do what it took to make stuff happen. Y'all, I remember even when I was in high school, I was helping paying for some of the clothes that they had in my clothes too. You know, just because I didn't want to have that burden, I wanted to have my own stuff because people would say, "Oh, this and that," and I didn't want to lean off of my grandmother because it was just like everybody was fueling off of her. She was one of those people that just loves to help. Oh, ooh. Can I get the 4-piece chicken tender meal? Do you guys still have like that ginger? Look at me, I don't even see it on here. Well, yeah, give me that. I was thinking about this. It's like a honey ginger kind of. That's what I was thinking about. Okay. Give me buffalo. Okay. Thank you so much. Can I get? No, don't go all out. Yeah, I am. Give me them cheese curds. Give me them cheese curds. Can I get the? What the heck is that? It's a root beer shake. Y'all make me feel some type of way. Okay, give me that root beer float. For real? Uh-huh. Okay, so which one is better? Which one you like best? Okay, give me the shake. Give me the shake. I'm going all out. Yeah. And then, I think that's it. And some water, cause that's a lot. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Belle, Belle. I have one for now. Thank you. Yeah. So, thank y'all. I just went out over here and was like, I'm gonna order something. Y'all, I had to go. I was not going to McDonald's, y'all. I'm over McDonald's, y'all. I had to force myself to eat McDonald's 3 days in a row, y'all, because I didn't have enough time to go to sleep and work. Rubbery after that, many children. I'm weak. Not the. Oh my goodness, that is true. Don't pick up the phone, Robin. You or your piece. You never. Let me tell you. And that was another thing. I noticed that even when I was flying, that was one of the reasons why I got out of my state, and I ended up moving to New York, and then I ended up changing my base to North Carolina. I was in Phoenix for a little. Phoenix was expensive, but like New York, I have an older sister that is a flight attendant, and so if when I was in New York, I had a lot of assistance that way. Like if I was needing something, which in New York I really didn't get to. When I was at home and I had the off days, I would stay in New York because I was always flying. When you're based out of New York, you're going to fly. There were some people who didn't, but I don't know. I'm tell you this. I got a lot of grace and anointing over my life. People, I don't know what people really love my name and they love to call it. And so even though I was like at the bottom of the list, while I was flying, being based out of JFK, they would find flights for me. Crew scheduling would find flights for me to go. I had made good friends with one of the ladies because I used to be so nice and polite to them on the phone, which I didn't have a reason not to be mean to them. And they would hook me up, y'all. When I say they would hook me up, they would hook me up. I went to so many places that I probably shouldn't have went. I know that was God's plan, that's God's blessing, but I mean, woo, y'all. That's why I keep telling y'all that was favor. Okay, like I I got to do some stuff. I got to do some stuff that a lot of people they was just like, I've been here 10 years. I'm more senior than her, and I didn't get to go here, and I've been for this, and it would just happen for me. It would happen. Do you hear me? It would happen, and so. But yeah, I would literally they would call me out the blue. They would tell me about my grandmother, things like that before she passed, and I'd be like, man, this is what we need to do, blah blah this, and we had enough people to do everything. Like it, it's enough grandchildren to that was able to step in, and we got a couple of grandchildren who are in the medical field. A lot of the stuff that my grandmother was going through for a lot of it, most of it did not require that much medical. Okay. But they would not allow things. They would say, yeah, they need help, but they only wanted help from certain people. Or when you do help, it's only that amount of help and no more. Um, which is something I had to break for myself, y'all, because when you go through something like that, you see those patterns. You'd be surprised how they really, get to you. And so, yeah. Um, Hi there. Yeah. Yay. Thank you for being so helpful. I was like, I don't even have any other dollars. I feel bad. It's $95. Okay, thank you. You too. And so, he gave me a large water too. Oh, great. Okay, so I have. Yeah, but they would literally do that, and I would be in so much anxiety. I would be in so much panic. Yeah, I would be in total panic, and I would have to sometimes cancel the flights. I would have to get off the flights. I remember when y'all know I love Egypt, y'all. I love the Kermit rice. I love a lot about Egypt. If you learn about the states, you'll be surprised how the connection of a lot of stuff Egyptian we have here, and so it's very dynamic. So I really love that. I love researching it. Like okay. So I remember going, you know, going through that whole phase of just dropping everything. It would send me into anxiety mode. And another thing, they knew that my strongest connection with my family, especially on my mom's side, was my grandmother. My grandfather had already passed when I was like 14. Um, might have to do another story time. I might have to do a story time. I think I'm gonna do it on TikTok about that because it was very ironic how that it was very mysterious. How he like not mysterious of how he passed, but the day of it. The day. Oh, well, welcome back. So the day of his passing, it was very dynamic. It has everything has meaning to it. It's so, whoo, it's deep, y'all. It's deep. And so, um, yeah, I probably need to stay over here, or maybe go to produce part. Ooh, yay, yay, yay! Oh, thank you. You too. Thank you. Ooh, she turned. I was like, thank you. The lady like did not let her to let the bag go. I was like, let the bag go, lady. Let the bag go. And so I need to sign up to see if I can do a teacher day meet. Ooh, these cheese curds are so okay. Y'all, they salty. They good, they hot, but they salty. And so y'all could have parked over there. Okay, don't worry about it. Um, what's I about to say? Oh, that's actually good. Probably 12,000 calories, but that's all right. I was able to get back in the gym, so I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Um, but yeah, back to this person family. I forgot about that, y'all. People are spicy food. Oh yeah, they got a lot of younger people that work at our Culvers out here. Like, and well, actually, I ain't even my Culvers out there because I don't even live by this Culvers, but I used to live out here by this Culvers, and it was my favorite. It's my favorite spot. That of Southwest, and so um, anyhow, when I would talk to that person, every time they would go through something, it was literally like it was transferring off to me. They would get alleviated, and the next thing you know, I'm having the burden, and now it has set me back. Not only that, another thing is, and this is going back to the pageant thing. This wasn't the same person. This person is connected to that person really close. One of the things that I noticed for certain is that with this person, with the next person, and they close in their family to them. When I was going through something good, they would literally come with negative things to uh, push down on me, like push down on me. You think it's not intentional, but it's all intentional, okay? And I had to start noticing that. I'm like, well, maybe it's just a thing because they see it something similar. No, it's not, okay? When I went to go compete, and this was for USA, I had a relative to literally go and find the picture of somebody else getting locked up from doing something ill. Like they will bring everything negative to you. Everything negative to you. And it'll be like they'll be dumping off on you when it's your high moment. Okay? And I used to think like maybe it's not intentional, maybe it's intentional. You just don't know it's intentional. That's what I had to find out. I didn't know it was intentional. But it was all intentional. Even when I talk to my therapist about it, they like, you should know this. Like, but you don't think about it when it's you going through it. You just don't think about it when you going through it. That it's not intentional. It is intentional. It is intentional. Okay? That's intentional. It's intentional. It's intentional. Okay? Y'all, I'm almost about to park, so give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. Look at that cat. Where is this cat going? Am I going to Abby Tech or am I going to Purdue? We're going to do Purdue. Because you know what? Bill, you go to Purdue. So why would you go to Abby Tech? Because it's closer. Turn the lights off in this place. She's shining like a star. Okay. Ooh, and they got a picnic table. I didn't even know there was one right here. Oh, we definitely going over here. It's a must. It's a must have now. Okay, boom. That's still part of Ivy Tech. That's close to Purdue. But you know what? They are next to each other. And so, I'm seeing y'all. Dang. Yeah, it was intentional lowering your vibration. I roll Misery little car. Yes, that's exactly what it was. Because listen, first of all, and I gotta say this, they didn't even think that I was gonna be able to win the title that I win. And listen, at first I didn't really think of, but I didn't care. I was going to have a good time, and I was going to do what God told me. God told me to go ahead and do it. I was kind of hesitant. I did it, whatever, and that opened up some doors for me too. That opened up tremendous doors, that still doors that I have open. Um, and one of the things was I have a relative, an older relative, um, and she really used to tell me, even when I was flying, oh, I was supposed to be flying, that's what I wanted to do. But, my dad told me that I couldn't do it. And I'm sitting here like, well, your dad told you you couldn't do a lot of things, but you did it. Like, I don't understand that. And even if you want to follow them, that's your choice. You can choose to do something different. You still want to do it. There are people who are 30, 40, 50, 60, 20, 12, who are doing things that they never thought that they always wanted to do, that they never thought that they was going to do. There are people that are 70 that are going back and achieving their life's ambitions and their life's goals. What's stopping you? Nothing's stopping you. You know? But don't knock my show. Don't rain on my parade, because I choose to live my life authentically. I choose to live my life authentically. Okay? But once again, I've had enough training to say I really don't care, because I really don't. I've had enough people to um, reject me. I've had enough people to um, do all kind of crazy things. Ooh, look at this black bird. Where did black bird come from? So pretty. And so, yeah, I've had enough. I had enough to say, okay, I know what I need to do. And for me, I'm going to tune you out. I'm going to get quiet. I'm going to tune you out. And I'm going to go about my life. Next thing you know, you like, where Bill? Bill done disappeared and came back brand new. Brand new every time. Every time. Okay? But yeah, I was seeing that every time. Like, I would tell certain people, and it would be like, the next thing you know, it's either gone, or the stuff that they were struggling with, now I'm struggling with, and it was nowhere in my path. We in from different places, different time zones, different states, different locations, y'all. And I'm like, how is this even happening? How is this even happening? And so I'll learn to let go and allow people to endure and to go through some of their stuff that they're going through, because people will. That's another thing. People love swapping. People love not taking responsibility for their actions, or it's another thing that people would do. They'll start something or start some mess, and they want you to finish it or pick up the slack or pick up the pieces, while they just keep doing crazy stuff. Yeah, exactly. And I just can't fall for it. I can't fall for it no more. And you can't guilt trip me. That was another thing. I would always get guilt tripped because, oh yeah, this person helped you when you was young. I did all this for you, or my mom did this, and my sister did this. Not at what point am I gonna be free from that? You know, at some point you gotta be free. And just luckily, God just broke that spirit of rejection and that spirit of feeling like, um, I owe everything to people who, only gave me a little bit, or not saying enough is enough. You know, like Jesus didn't even ask for all of that. So yeah, people would do that. I'm gonna do it to you. This is a good job. I'm sorry for eating in front of y'all, but sorry. It's their diaper. They keep bringing it up. Oh yeah, that's a lot of bondage too. I used to feel bad, and people used to guilt trip me. I used to get guilt trip, especially when I was smart. I would use a lot of my checks to help my relatives and things. They'd be like, and I used to tell them, like, dang, I don't even get time to even enjoy it myself. Y'all say that I'm greedy, and I'm like, no, I'm not greedy. And I used to feel like, okay, maybe if I prove to them, like, no, I'm not greedy. I just want to have something for myself. Some of the things that I wanted to do that I wasn't able to do, and not feeling anything wrong with that. It's exactly a shame and truth. And so I got to that point where, I got to the point where it was just like no more. And I literally, if you say no, they're going to still try to push your button, see how far you're going to go. So sometimes you just have to just shut the door and never let these people come back because they don't have respect for you or they think that you will push over. Then they're going to say you mean, you really mean when you put your foot down. And they say you really mean when you put your foot down, you know? So that's how that cookie crumbles. That's how that cookie crumbles. But understanding it now that it's all right and allowing people to walk away from our life. Let me tell you, this is what really got me these last couple of days. Since certain people have been out of my life, and I've been so like I was sad, like drawn out. I had best friends leave, so-called best friends, all kind of stuff. I didn't even know them, all the stuff that they did behind the scenes, said all kind of crazy stuff to me. But my life has transitioned tremendously. Even now, the people that I recently had in my life, when I took the time out to just separate, even though it was hurtful and I'm trying to mend the pieces to explain to them, maybe you shouldn't did this or you shouldn't have did that. Not understanding that they did that on purpose. They did that intentional because they really wasn't rocking with me like that. And when I separated from them, how God started blessing me, all the blessing, all the blockages that I was having started opening up. All the roads that were closed to me started opening up. And that's the good thing about our God. That's the good thing about following Him. It's the same heard it all before. He did. I remember God was telling me not to go back to where I grew up at. And I would go back to go and speak and talk, but even then, the respect level was crazy. I get more respect out somewhere else. They tell you that you do. A man will get respect anywhere except their own household. So you understand that. But I finally was able to let go because you be like, man, I got so much that I can share, so much that I can do. But it's because they can't see it. They don't want to see it from you. A lot of the people don't even want to see it. I had to understand that there's so many people who just hate my guts and just say, how did I even get this? One person literally that I knew told me, I'm better than you. So I know I can get this. If you get this, I know I can get this. Like, what? Instead of saying, well, if they got this and I felt, if I want it, I can get it. It don't have nothing to do with who better or not. Okay? And so, I used to set up things where to help people with their modeling things, getting them in connections. I don't do that anymore. I don't even do that anymore because I knew that wasn't my calling to go help them connect. You know how you see how I stay connected? How they know that I stay connected? When they see me succeed. When they see me on the magazine covers, they are carnal, of course. Indeed, indeed. Mm-mm. Indeed, they are. Indeed, they are. But you know what? How they succeed success? You can't tell them. You know, I learned that they're not listening to what I say. They only listen to the actions. They only listening to the actions. So the best way to show them is the best way to let them know is to show them by living your life authentically and letting them see bird's eye view. Let them see from far off. They can't see. They can't see right off at the top because if they see you close up, they feel like they so close to it that it's theirs. They not admiring what you went through or the blessings that God blessed. They seeing it as, why can't I have that too? Well, if that person can have that, I know I can have that. So I need to take that from them instead of let me go make my own. Okay, that's how they are. That's how people are. So, that's what God was just getting me rid of, like just being okay with being by myself for a little bit. And you gotta understand this. Well, I told you, like, the enemy will try to keep you isolated for a long time. The enemy try to keep you together around people who are gonna strip you down, and the enemy will try to keep you isolated for a long time to keep you away from destiny helpers and from your blessings and things like that. So you have to be um you have to be adherent to what God is telling you. Um so yeah. Yeah, y'all, like, you definitely have to be adherent because it's a trip. Because it's always people. It's not just the people that are far away from you. Yeah, some of them will attack you because they're trying to size you up, but they don't really know. They don't really know the gifts that you have. And people who known you for most of your life and everything, or seen you work your way on up, they're the people that's gonna be the most envious. Those are the people that's gonna attack you the most. That's what I learned. Some be those people. Okay? And so, um, yeah, that's like God just had me just move on away, and don't go back. I don't go back for like holidays and things like that. Even though I love to eat, I love to go conversate with people. I love to converse. I was usually the one that always talked to everybody in the family, even the ones that had beef with each other. I still would be that mediator kind of person. Um, and not a mediator kind of person being messy. Oh, he said this. Oh, no, no. Just keeping a positive attitude. Everybody was, for the most part, most people would like to come to me and see that. Some people didn't like that idea, talk to everybody, but I didn't care. Um, but like I said, now I don't. I don't. And it has helped me a lot. It's helped me a lot, and it's helped me to understand about the power of association and where you place yourself at. Okay, your family, your born family that was given to you, not always gonna be the people that's rooting for you or that's gonna be helping you or even had the resources to do that. And when you become an adult, you get to choose. You get to choose your circumstances. A lot of the adversity that I had was based off of the choices that my parents made, my foreparents made, my parents, forefathers made. When you're adult, you might have some of the stains of what they done, but you get to choose. You get to choose. So, um, yeah, that's what I started doing, choosing. Okay. Um, what else? Um, I talked about the transference, y'all, and that just shocked me right there. I am a. Oh wow! Oh wow! Okay, cool beans. Who's older? Are you older than him, or he's older than you? Oh Who's older? He is. About 3 minutes. Oh, dang. That's not too far. That's not too far. About 3 minutes, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Were you guys close at any time? I type slow. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I type gentle, giant, gullible. You said he was gullible with women? Oh wow. Well, yeah, that's what you got to do with some of these people. You really do. You have to feed them with the long-handed tool. And people who are very trickster, especially if they see that you are on to them, to their mess, to their games, they will try to. I got some relatives. They ain't so manipulative. They try to get everybody against you once you start calling them out. And I used to have that when I was younger, and they used to like, Bill, you doing too much. You so mean. You just so disrespectful. You just this. No, y'all not putting it together. Anytime the person they don't get their way, they want to call you out. They want to call you all types of names. When you tell them, and catch them and stuff, they want to bring God into it. And y'all know I'm a firm believer of God, but God don't tolerate that foolishness. You know, like they'll do these little games. They'll play all kind of trickery games on you. All type of trickery games. Okay. And so if you not on it, they'll do it. And with those people, you can't just tell them to get out your face because they feed off of that kind of dark energy. You can tell them off, they feed. You can call some people out and it'd be okay and they leave you alone. But a lot of these people, especially now, they feed off of that. They're on that reverse psychology. They'll try to make you feel like you're the bad person for calling them out on something that they did. You know? And so you gotta be real. You gotta be real careful. Real careful. And know what type of person you're dealing with. Because when you take some of these people off, let me tell you, they gonna have a whole nother way to try to turn other people against you, make you look like you the bad person, and they just the angel. Okay, get ready. Oh, Santa Claus is here. Be like I'm a Tyler Perry. Oh, he's here. Santa Claus is here. Okay, all right. You got to know. You got to know. All right. And you got to know who you dealing with. Some people you can tell them get on my face, you be done with them. Other people you can tell them get out your face, and they over there trying to do all kind of things behind your back, trying to set you up at your job, try to turn other friends and people around you, other family members against you. Now, I done had it, y'all. I'm telling y'all. And if you're not strong, they try to play that on people who gonna back down and go back in and cave down and they hunker down. I got a cousin that they used to be doing a scapegoat to. Not even understand that we was all doing this until I got older. It was about 12 or 13 when I started noticing. I was like, why does she pick why does she do the craziest things? It's because she's already been had all these things thrown at her. So she thinking she left it. It was only until she got about like 40 or something like that when she started really things started clicking for her. And in actuality, on my mom's side, she was the most adventurous one. She was one of the smarter ones. When my cousin graduated when she was 16 years old, and this was in the 90s. My cousin was smart, and so they always deemed her as like, smart but no common sense. No, she had a lot of common. It was just some people around her being trusting. When she was growing up, I was like maybe about 4 or 5 when she was like 16 or something like that. But I remember them dates. I remember them people she was going out. She was attracted. She was getting all the guys with the convertibles. Even when she had a kid at 16. Even when she had a kid, still pulling people, still pulling them. I really do believe so. But it's coming back now. Now she's one of the most successful ones in our family on my mom's side. She's one of them. She's got a happy marriage, a happy. She's got about 7 kids, a couple of grandchildren. So yeah. But that was my cousin. That cousin was one of the cousins that how I ended up meeting Kanye West and all that other stuff. Like because I had her another cousin that I got that was in Chicago Idol, and they was all into music. Most of my family is in music, and so like the Midwest, that Motown stuff, all that stuff. Like my grandparents was in that Motown gospel, all that stuff. Like that, they can hold a note. but yeah, they used to do her in. Now this cousin, she wasn't the best singer. She wasn't the best singer. She could hold a note, but she was not the best singer. But what she was good at, I mean, she's really smart and she was good artistically. Like I don't know why if in my on my mother's side, if they cannot like hold a note or something, they are good some kind of way, like artistically or some kind of nurturing kind of thing. It's like on the arts, dealing with the arts, like nurturing some kind of nature or something like that. Like and so or music. I said music. They can be instruments. I don't know. I play other like instruments. I play clarinet, the flute. I got relatives that play the guitar. My uncle plays the guitar. He learned by ear, like and play. That's how he learned his instruments. Like do 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 do. It's very easy. He even know how to play the piano too. Like ear, like no reading, no nothing. Like just boom boom. Those people are going into judgment. Well, we all are going into judgment. They just gonna have a different judgment case. Okay, that's one thing I know. That's why I said I don't even try to worry about that stuff no more because everybody got a time lag. You got to answer. We all got to answer. We all get to answer. But yeah, I saw how my family when I started noticing that when I was about 12 or 13, and at that time I was still kind of mad at her because she would no, I wasn't mad at her then. I was mad at her when I was like about 16 or 17 then because she ended up dating a guy who like literally attacked me, y'all. Like, yeah, that's a whole nother thing. But that's all dealing with self esteem. That's a whole nother ball game. Um, but I just started seeing how they was attacking her, and like I started noticing when you do stuff that is different from what they doing, and people attack. I noticed that right off the bat, not just with people on the outside, but with family. I could see it from people from the outside right off the bat. Like when I was a kid and I was doing something different, and I used to have to travel and do things, or when I was on cheerleading, they used to get mad because I was on the cheerleading team, and usually I think I had transferred that, but you had to wait until you was like in the fourth grade to transfer or something like that. I don't know what you're talking about. Probably a little bit later. But hopefully I can answer your question. But I remember when even cheering, like I started seeing how people would treat you when you do stuff different. And so I was able to maneuver around. But when I was like 12 or 13, I was able to move around. I started noticing with my family more and more how they, based off of how they would treat my cousin, based off of how they would treat my cousin. So that was the cue to me to like just I like from then on, like if I had something good going on, they would say that I would be so braggadocious because I would have all these trophies. I would get so many trophies. Like our little, we had this thing called the little curio cabinet. Where everybody had one of those. Well, most people did. Where they had the china and the stuff in there. And so in that thing, when I got about, I want to say about 11, this is when I used to have trophies. Every trophies was so filled up, they would be on top of each other, like doom, 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 doom. Um, and so they be like, oh, she, you mentioned she had a boyfriend that attacked. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a whole nother story. I won't get into that, but it's definitely probably a story time. Just probably not on this channel. I'm definitely gonna make another channel next week. And I'm gonna do spiritually Bill because there's a lot of things that I can share on this channel that are instrumental, and then other things that would kind of dampen the thing on here. This one is just showing my battles and how I overcome it, and the things dealing with pageantry and the connection between my mom and myself. You know, and breaking things and becoming the best person that you can be. And so I want to kind of stay focused on that on this channel and not jump around because I've jumped around quite a bit on this channel because there's so much stuff that happens. Um, but back to the topic of my cousin is seeing that when I started seeing people act like that and seeing the distance to how people would say, "Oh, you're doing too much. You don't be braggadocious. Be humble." And I was just like, I am being humble, but I'm excited. You know, being a kid, I needed a life coach. I was actually a life coach at a shelter called the Rescue Mission out here, and so I did that. I also did program support associate, and so I did help with some of the programming and writing some of the things on there. In a couple of weeks, I'll be able to give more information on the upcoming news of things that are in the works. But yeah, um, but I learned very quickly how to retract and to pull back. You know, even though some people still say, "Oh, you think you just really you tell too much." It's like, and in reality, it's not them telling you. When people say that, you got to understand it's them, um, with fears of themselves telling you that. So now you got to retract to them. But I just think I already know in my head. I only tell you the little bit of what I'm doing. If I tell you, if you're intimidated by the little that I'm telling you now, you're definitely gonna be intimidated when I tell you what I'm really doing, what I'm really working on, because how I'm going about it, it ain't gonna look that way. You see what I'm saying? Like, and so, um, yeah, yeah, I just learned that. I learned how to pull back, and just, I used to write in my journal until people would still break into my journal and read it, and even though they would try to tell me, you ain't nobody, you ain't this, you doing this, and blah blah blah, whatever, you know, um, people would still find ways to try to get at you, and so yeah. Um, so yeah, like I said, I saw how they was acting, and I ended up pulling back and noticing how, um, you know, diminishing me. I won't say diminish me, but it has taken a toll. Now that I see it long term, what happens, but because of their inadequacies. Yes, yes, yeah, they try to diminish you because of your inadequacies. But I thought you was trying to say they're diminishing me. Um, you know, well, I guess because of what they're saying and things like that. But I've learned how to compartmentalize. One thing about that, and it's my safety net. And people would try to say, "Oh, you that's so bad with compartmentalization." Compartmentalization is organizing things and putting things in their appropriate place. If they try, you're right, put it in their appropriate place. If you think that I'm not good enough or I'm not this, then guess what? Okay, that's your perception. I'm gonna let you enjoy your view and enjoy your perception. I tell you, I like I said before, I don't try to interrupt nobody. I don't interrupt some masters, nobody's walk of life. Okay, even if that's me, if your perception of me is something different and inadequate of what I think of myself, I'm not gonna try to tell you and say, "Oh, look at me here," unless I'm in a relationship. And even then, I don't even say that now. If I'm in a relationship and that's what you feel, baby, okay, okay, more power to you, blessed to you. I'm gonna let you go ahead and feel that way while I live my life authentically, and that's what I'm gonna do. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna do. That is what I'm gonna do. And you can live your life however you choose to live it. It just means that eventually our paths are not, it's not aligning. Even if it's not aligning, wish you the best, you know. And that's how I've been. I grew up just being like that, just being okay. I got uncles. He used to tell me, don't tell everybody. And I like to share stuff with people that I love. I think that you should be able to do that. You look sleepy. No, I'm not sleepy. I'm wide awake now. I had enough sleep, y'all. Very grateful for that. Oh, look at all these beavers. And they up during this time. I don't know where they going. It's a lot of them too. Oh my god. I don't know where they going, but they big. But anywho, yeah, beavers. They out here. They all going around the campus. They big. It looks like a whole family, but they huge. They are huge. We got otters. You see a lot of otters in the daytime too. Beavers, otters. Um, oh, they just walking around the building. I don't know why. The water is way far. Like, got to be a couple of miles away. Maybe about a mile and a half away. Probably. They probably are looking for food. They'll definitely get it here. Um, but yeah, I'll let people be who they are because I want people to let me be who I am unless they're trying to elevate me and see something higher. And sometimes you do have to break some people's consciousness because of that. But if it's not designed for me to do it, I don't need to do that. That's far from. Yeah, it is off the trail, so they had to walk. So they know wherever they going, they know where they going. They going to get some food somewhere. They know where they going, or they going in some kind of burrow. They know where they going. They probably came from the St. Mary's River. Oh, I hear itching. But yeah, I just let them be. I'm not gonna interrupt it. And it's another thing that you have to learn about when you go and you interrupt somebody else's perception or their dimension of life. You can bring a lot of catastrophe to yours because now you done upset them and they don't even know. They don't even know where to go. They don't even know what's up. Even if you are trying to show them light, too much of something can hurt somebody when they're not able to be receptive. I've been on both ends of that. I've been on both ends of that and just not even know. They do. The Beavers do got a reservation. They got a reservation that we don't know about, but they do. They be knowing where this food at. Indiana has, especially for Wayne, plenty of food. One place that people are not starving at, especially when they're homeless out here, is food, unless they got some kind of mental issue. And when I say mental, this has to be severely mental. And even then, they're gonna find people gonna come out here and be we are the world trying to feed them people. But when I say mental severe, like severe mental, like they have to be on the street and they be ready to attack you when you feed them. So then they got to be knocked out before they feed, like that kind of thing. But yeah, this is a food mecca. Interesting. But yeah, I don't believe in interfering in anybody's walk of life unless it is designed. Unless it is designed, even if it's the best. Now, what I do, I pray to God, ask to Him to bring anybody who is going to help my life to be better, to serve Him, better for me to get better access. If it's something that I need to grow from, that's one of my life paths. That's one of my life goals. Like to learn and to grow. Learn to grow and to serve humanity. Like that's my thing. So, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Really okay. It's actually a place where I love to thrive and grow. Um, it was shoes. Oh, okay. Mhm. Well, sorry that happened, but I don't know. You just have to think everything happens for a reason. Everything. Might not understand it now, but you probably understand it later. You'll understand it later, for sure. Even if not in this lifetime, you'll understand it. You know. And so, um, yeah, I've just learned that some people can't handle you. Sometimes you can elevate people just by walking into a room and changing the atmosphere. I've done that many of times. Sometimes I get scared of it sometimes because if you in certain arenas, they ready to knock you out, especially when they full of darkness. And I'm not talking about people chanting or anything like that. I'm saying full of darkness. A lot of these people just walking around aimlessly around life, not doing nothing, not walking into their passion. They just feeding their senses. They feeding they food, the food that we eating. They indulging in a lot of television, a lot of things that are not helping them. A lot of things that are not helping them to get into their purpose. Her real face was manipulative. Oh, okay. That's sad. Well, you know what? That's actually a blessing for you. You thought you was there. That means that she was there to teach you something. You thought you was there just to teach her. You probably was there to teach her about authenticity and to have true abundance and true happiness. But she was there to teach you that all people are not like that. And what you want, what you thought you want, you really don't want. I've been there too. Look, sometimes I'm still in that. Sometimes you think you want something, and when you find out what it is, you don't want no parts of it. Because they only giving you that one side. You don't want no parts of it. Mhm. So, yeah, that's good that it happened for you. Remember, don't feel bad about nothing. Well, $8,000 is a lot cheaper than the rest of your life. If you think about it like that, $8,000 is a lot cheaper than having somebody who is toxic and bringing down your life for the rest of your life as long as you live. Okay, because you can always make money back, but you can't get time back. Sometimes you can't get your sanity and your peace back. All right, you need that. You need your sanity and your peace to make sound decisions, to make better decisions for your life to grow. And listen, if they are not in my life to grow, then kick them out the door. Tell God if they ain't here to grow, kick them hell out the door. Hey, okay, yeah, that's enough. That's enough, but tell them to go. Tell them to go. If they are not for you, let them leave expeditiously. I pray to God now. I don't be, even if it hurts me, let them go. Let them go. Get the heck on. Time is of the essence. Time is of the essence. And I'm gonna sit here. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Oh God's green earth. Especially if you overpass, you can't even say past the age of 30 no more. Now it's to the point the kids If they are not helping you to be a better person, y'all don't crickets getting louder. Let them go. Let them go. Don't think about the past, how everything was, because that's how they get you. They remember the good times, and we don't want to just like forget, because you're like, I don't want to forget. They did all that work. Listen, understand, it's like a job. It's a job. If you take your love life, you take the people around you like a job, and consider yourself an organization, and understand when people have repeat patterns in a job, they just don't get rid of you. They build that relationship, but this is terms and rules and regulations that you have to have in order to have the relationship, to have access to that job, to have that relationship. Okay? When they begin to show things otherwise, meaning they use a manipulative tactic, they doing things that to discourage you, hinder your success, hinder their success because they not growing, because they doing toxic stuff to you instead of focusing on their life, getting themselves better, getting themselves prepared. When they start doing that, and then it's your job in order to be, because you're the HR of your life, you're human resources, and you're the leader, you're the manager, you're the manager to get them the heck up out your life, okay? And you ain't got, some of them jobs don't be telling you just get up. Sometimes they'll tell you when you get home, when they get away from you, okay, and they just cut you off. Other times they'll say a little nice thing. They'll tell people this is your last day with us. This is, or we gotta leave after this time. This is your time to leave, and we're gonna give you a stipend and we wish you the best. That's exactly how you have to conduct your life. I did not understand this, and I got an uncle. That owns a couple of radio stations, man. And he used to tell us this: conduct your life like a business. And I'm like, dang, man. Like even even when people say marriage is not a business, marriage is a business. Your family unit is a business. Okay, if you treat it as such, like it's supposed to, that's the first business that you have. Okay, governing your household, governing your life in your household. If you do it that way, and you constantly do it that way, you will see better outcomes. And I can guarantee you, I promise y'all this. All my relatives who act like this and apply that principle, every single one of them are successful. Every single one of them. This is what started making me had an aha moment too. The ones who didn't, some of them are like, okay, but they still put the things in action. They still use the same principles. They might not call it that, but they put it in action. But the ones who literally say this and they go about it, man, they stuff flows so like boom, 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 boom. Okay? It go in order. It go in order. Even by who they associate with, who they connect themselves with, who they don't connect themselves with, it makes a difference. It makes a difference. And I can even see how my life went up and down because I was letting other people, because I'm so used to having all types of people around me, not understanding. You can be around people, but you can't let everybody come into your little. You can't let everybody come into your arena, because they'll bring all types of stuff and chaos into your life. And like we talked about the transference of energy, it really does go that way. You might not even think of, but you can still feel the weight. They might even not even tell you some of their burdens, but you can feel the weight of other people's stuff. So yeah. But y'all, it's real. It's real. It's real. Okay. And it'll just start piling up. And next thing you know, I don't even know why I'm even going through this. Ain't even my stuff. This ain't even my battle. Okay. Not even my battle. Okay. And so yeah, that's what I wanted to leave with y'all. I think I've talked enough. It's almost been 2 hours. Thank y'all for tuning in. Um, only was supposed to get on here and talk about, how I was feeling, about the energy coming back to me, because like I said, I couldn't even get up. I couldn't even get up to do my work. It'll be draining, so I couldn't even get my funds. Okay? And so if y'all going through this, if this can help somebody, just apply it to your life. You don't even have to like. You don't even have to like this profile. Let if this has helped you, apply what I'm telling you to your life to make your life better. That's the currency that I'm getting, okay? That's the currency that I'm getting, okay? And have people's lives to be better. Not for likes, not for none of that other stuff. Stuff that is true, that is effective, okay? We got enough people out here who are lying to get attention and all that other bullshit. They gets on my last nerves, y'all. Y'all ever just? I know you don't try to judge other people's lives because everybody got different lives, and people bless. God blesses people differently, and certain people's struggles are not other people's struggles. Other people's things. Some people have lighter burdens, and they still have greater gifts. Oh, of course, but there are people who literally you can tell lie, and they just get off from hearing other people. But when you walk it, it's a different way you feel. It's a different way you look, and people can tell the truth. People who already been down the road who are still struggling can tell when you're about the truth. So, um, yeah, that's all I want to do. Show some truth and be effective. So on that note, I'm gonna get off of here, y'all. Hopefully something I said and done will help you on your journey. Please stay tuned to Journey to